Hey everybody, Glacko here, back. We got another video. So in this video, I wanted to tackle a question that I constantly kind of, always thought about with fairy tale, and that is exactly how powerful is Acnologia. I'm not talking about Acnologia when he ate the time wound, the time rift, and basically became comparable to a dragon god. I'm talking about Acnologia, really just before that, then. And I don't know exactly how strong he is, but I'm gonna give a rough estimate. I made a video where I was saying how his strength and the difference between him and Celine and August's strength doesn't kind of make sense to me. I thought they were closer in power than they actually were. But as I started to think more and more, remembered more of the fairy tale series, actually, no, there's a lot, because in that video I said that there wasn't a lot of fights that Acnologia was in. And while that is relatively true, we know that we've seen a little bit more of his backstory. So Acnologia, right? How powerful is he, right? Well, obviously he was the strongest mage in Ishgard. Zareth even stated that he could bring the entire world or the country of Ishgard to his knees if he wanted to. Now, I say the country of Ishgard or the world because I believe it said in the anime and the manga, it said the world, but this was before 100 Years Quest, where, in 100 Years Quest, I don't know if it was even planned or not, but neither here nor there. So, basically, so off rip, that's the creator saying, hey, Acnologia, if he wanted to, could have conquered Ishgard. He could have beaten all 10 of the wizard saints. So he's above the 10 wizard saints, obviously. He's the black dragon of despair. Acnologia has toppled entire nations. Well, in one of his flashbacks, while he was hunting down dragons, because he killed dragons and he bathed them in their blood and all that, but while hunting down dragons, Acnologia actually fought 4 to 5 dragons at a time. And if he did that on the regular, well, we need to go to the Grand Magic Games when Natsu, who got his second origin boosted, Gagio after his training, Loxus with his training. Loxus, a guy who beat a wizard saint, Jura was number 5 at this point. Loxus was above him. All of these guys, and Cobra, of course, and Sting and Rogue, all of these guys would fight against dragons, and they were all killed, and they couldn't do anything to the dragons. But of course, Utir used her arc of time and moved stuff back and moving back. But the dragons were toying with those guys. Those guys were pretty powerful at that time. Now, of course, they would get stronger after the Tartarus arc, but still. I have a feeling Acnologia could have slaughtered all 7 of those by himself. No, I know he could have. So he's definitely, because it was stated by Sting and Rogue, and I take this as the creator saying that Acnologia is even stronger than those 7 because they were they were even more they were tough for the people at the Grand Magic Games, but Sting and Rogue saying Acnologia being even more powerful than them. And I do take this as that he could have beaten them all. He was stronger than all 7 of them combined. Well, that would mean Acnologia was stronger than basically everybody at Crocus during the Grand Magic Games. He and I know Minerva left, but still, even her too. Acnologia was more powerful than all of them. Loxus, Jura, Leon, Gray, Natsu, Gagio, Sting, Cobra. He's more powerful than all of them. But of course, all these guys would get even stronger. And you know what? Acnologia got more powerful as well. Because it was stated that Acnologia fought Gildarts, a much weaker Gildarts. And Gildart said that it was over before he knew it. And then when Acnologia attacked the whole Fairy Tail Guild, by the way, he beat the entirety of he basically beat all of Fairy Tail with the exception of a few like little the weaker members, like the really really weaker members. But Gildart stated that when he was fighting with them, he didn't use even as much as half the power. Well, he didn't use half the power he used when he fought Gildarts. Now this kind of goes like, okay, was Acnologia like? But Gildarts was pretty powerful. So I mean that's not, and I doubt Acnologia. So Gildar's saying that, what I'm saying is, Gildar's saying is, when he fought me, he's not even using half of that power now. Not necessarily that Acnologia used half his power to fight Gildar. So, yeah, but he beat the entirety of the Fairy Tail Guild. They would come and beat everybody at the Grand Magic Games. All right, now we go to the most controversial part. Acnologia used his arcane power to tear the souls of the 5 Dragon Slayers, the parents of Sting, Rogue, Gagio, Wendy, and Natsu. He took all their souls, and they had to go hide inside, their kids to regain their strength. I know he at the bare minimum, I know he beat Vice Logia and Skiardrum at the same time. But I don't, because if they all had their souls taken, they all would have had to enter at the same time. So enter their children to heal at the same time. So with that being said, a part of me believes Acnologia was actually, part of me thinks he beat all of their parents at the same, within relatively short time frame of one another, with the exception of maybe Ignia. So maybe he beat Metallicana, Grandina, Vice Logia, and Skiardrum simultaneously, because they would have had to enter their children around the same time, I believe, or comparable than that. So, but I don't know. But I know he's stronger than all of them. He was stronger than Ignia. Now, Ignia would regain a little bit of his power, and he would fight Acnologia during the Tartaros arc. And Ignia actually took off Acnologia's arm. So, and it was stated that Ignia was fighting from the brink of death. So we don't know a lot about how that fight's going, but he was definitely above Ignia. And it should be noted that Ignia and all these other dragons, Skiardrum, Vice Logia, Grandina, they were able to smash the face statues when the wizards couldn't do anything to them. All right. Now let's go. So he was above the Fire Dragon King Ignia. Being stronger than it, so basically he was, after he beat Ignia, he was basically the king of the dragons. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's you beat this, if there's a shadow dragon king or a fire dragon king, or if there's a fire dragon who is the strongest, it is considered the fire dragon king. Or if there's certain, part of me, because I honestly, I think it's different dragons have their own kings, like shadow dragons, fire dragons, light dragons, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, he was stronger than Ignia. Now we go over to, and this is when he has the meeting with Zeref after he fights Ignia. And this is when Zeref actually tells him, hey, you could conquer the world if you wanted to. So it's this Acnologia who is stronger than who would conquer the world. Okay, so now we go on to the Alvarez Empire arc. Acnologia blitzed 3 Spriggan and instantly killed God Serena, the same God Serena who beat the 4 emperors of Ishgard relatively easily. Okay, then and with the fact that August couldn't really react to him, nor could Jacob, really makes me believe that dude is at least 4 times stronger than August. August, who had enough magic to destroy an entire kingdom, him and Irene. Now, what's crazy is he actually fought with Irene, and this is why I made that other video where I was talking about the differences in their strength or whatnot. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I made a video saying how their strength kind of confused me. But I don't know. That fight, I think Acnologia was just BSing around. But Irene's a dragon slayer who mastered her power and became a dragon as well. Obviously, she's not on the level of Acnologia, but it was stated that she had less magical energy than August. So Acnologia was just, I think he was just playing around there. So how strong is Acnologia? And Zeref Zeref believed infinite magic and going back to fight a weaker Acnologia was the key to beating him. So how strong was Acnologia, right? I believe he was equal to all 12 of the Spriggan. right? If you had all of their power together, you would equal. It would be at, you would get how much magical energy Acnologia had as a Dragon King, maybe a little bit more. From everything we've gathered from him, that's pretty much what I figure. The fact that he was literally the final one to fight after all of the Spriggan kind of alludes to that, and he had to be. Well, though he ate the time womb here, so I don't know. I mean, he could be anywhere. He's stronger on the low end. He is equal to 10 S-class mages. Mages like Loxes. Like, he could fight 10 Loxes if he had to. I humbly believe that. Because he only lost in that final fight because his body was trapped within Fairy Spirit. So his real body, and like when he was fighting with Natsu and them, couldn't move. But he's anywhere from 10 S-class mages to slightly above the Spriggan 12. I'm not even going to say he's equal to the Spriggan 12. I want to walk that back. He's like twice as strong as the Spriggan 12 in its entirety. The fact that Zareth needed infinite magic and go fight a weaker version of him really just cements just how much of a monster he actually was. I'm Glecko. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did my best. Fairy Tail's power system is just, it's all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Glecko, and I'll see you all next time. I haven't decided if I'm going to delete that other video now that I've thought more about Acnologia's power. I might post it just for fun, but yeah, I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't usually ask for engagement, but, All right, see you.